Subscribe to my YouTube channel and click the bell icon for the latest film interviews, features, and recommendations on the movies that matter. Arjun Kapoor, how are you holding up? We've been a few weeks in lockdown now. How is it working out for you?
Well, I can't complain, but it's never too easy in a situation like this. At the end of the day, it's a bit bittersweet. I'm one of those privileged and fortunate few who has a home. You work all your life to build a home, and I guess this is that time where that rainy day has occurred
Correct.
at a very young age in my life.
Right.
But prepared for it in a very bizarre sort of way, I guess. I'm making the most of it. Can't complain. So yeah, holding up fine, I guess. I can't be too negative about it, but obviously
Right.
concerned about the bigger picture, concerned about seeing what is going on in the world and the country. It's not as hunky-dory for most people as it is for maybe you and me.
Correct.
We're talking shop and we're discussing life and all that to a certain degree, but it's a little more somber than I would like to be at home chilling. Let's put it this way.
Yeah. Now, Arjun, you live with your sister Anshula.
Yes.
So it's you and of course the other housemate is Max, your dog.
Not the housemate. He's the lord of the castle. We are all his. We're all the plebs around him. We are the mere mortals, and he's the big boss of the house. He's literally the owner. So I think he's a bit surprised now. Firstly, I've been using him a lot for social media, and I mean, he kind of gives me that disgruntled look, like
Correct.
Screw you. You're just using me for your own gains, and I'll get back to you. But along with that, he's kind of realized that, अच्छा ये आदमी यहाँ रहता है.
Achha.
It's kind of dawned upon him now that, okay, this man who goes in and out isn't just a paying guest. He might have something to do with the relation that he has with this girl who lives here and me and even the help around. So he's finally seen a lot of me now, and he's like, okay, now he's making his peace. Earlier, he used to use my room to chill. He's a bit disgruntled about not having that anymore.
Right. Arjun, I feel like the conversation that I want to have with you, because you understand the business, you're a producer's son. This is a conversation we can have. I want to ask you
the boon and the curse.
Yeah, I want to ask you how long is it going to take for Bollywood to bounce back from this? Because the film industry, of course, is seriously affected.
Yeah, of course. So, I guess we have to look at the West for some answers in that sense, but also we have to look at what's happened in our country is very different from the rest of the world. So in terms of, the film industry bouncing back, when I speak to, say Karan or Adi sir or any of the producers, filmmakers, a lot of people are going to be patient right now. They're going to wait and watch how things change, how things are going to be once things open up. There will be a rejig of a lot of thought process. I think the quantity will reduce slightly, the quality will go up. A lot of people are willing to come.
The number of films being made each year.
Yeah, I won't say each year. I'm saying at least for the coming year, you won't see the green lighting happening at that relative speed that we had studios just green lighting and then figuring it out. I think what's going to happen is the films that are already on the verge where money has been spent, they will get completed. They'll be put out there. The films that are ready, I think the industry bigwigs will have to sit down. They'll have to mark territories and say, okay, this film had a release date planned, so we'll plan this release date. The VFX have to be complete. Now, for example, shootings are pending. Now, where do you get floors again? How do you do bookings of that? How do you get enough people to come inside and shoot? How do you make it safe? How do you sanitize it? How do you give security insurance-wise to people who are coming to work? So I think it'll take, let's say if it opens up, God willing, if things open up in the month of, say, June properly, you would have to assume as August is when we would be able to start working. And maybe say October is when you see a release window coming in with theaters opening. Practically, I'm saying you need to give it 3 to 5 months before you can see a film on a big screen.
Now, weren't you actually in the process of completing a film when lockdown happened?
I was in the process of promoting a film and completing a film when lockdown happened. Yeah. So I was in the process of shooting. Yeah.
Okay. Now, to talk about that film, I have a special guest who's going to join us. It's a little bit of a surprise, but I've told you to talk about the film that was halted midway. So I think you should have a fair clue. I'm going to try to see if we can.
Are you getting Bhushan Kumar to pay me more money on the chat?
That's a good idea, but sadly no.
No, then who Nikhil? Who you've got? Nikhil? You've got?
No. I think you'll be.
Okay, so then it has to be one of the women in my life. Then in that case.
One of the women in your life.
Yeah.
I think this is a new friend. Who's sort of undergoing.
I can see her name pop up now on the screen.
Asha,
My
you can see the name.
co-star.
Okay. And hopefully now we will see the face pop up.
Where is the face?
1 second.
I can hear her.
You can hear the voice.
She's Mr.
Hello.
India.
Hello. Yeah, Mr. India, we don't.
Hello. Yes, I
wow.
was being Mr. India. What's up?
Very
How are
lovely.
you?
How are you, Rakul? Good to see you, Rakul.
Very good. How are
तुम
you?
तो
How are
fresh
you?
लग रही हो यार लॉकडाउन में.
क्या करे पूरा रेस्ट मिलता है ना शूटिंग नहीं
It's-
करने but I don't have to deal with
The
early
busiest
mornings.
actor in on this side of the Atlantic, Rajiv. She works more than anybody else. She puts Akshay Kumar to shame also.
Oh my God! Now he started.
She's
Now he started again.
various
half the time
languages.
I don't understand if he's pulling my leg or if he's joking or he's actually.
But he's right.
pulling.
You work across industries. You work in Tamil, Telugu, Punjabi. I mean, you're like you're
Not Punjabi.
not Punjabi.
She is Punjabi.
Punjabi, right?
I
She's a
am
Sardar.
Punjabi though.
Right. But
Yeah.
Rakul, tell me, what what's lockdown been like so far? I mean, I know that you're in Mumbai. The family is in Delhi. What's it like being away from family at a time like this?
Well, at a time like this, the fact that you can't go and see them is something that bothers you sometimes. You know, I've been joking. Luckily, I have my brother here who came to see me for a day and then ended up being here in a lockdown with me. So I have him, I have that company. So I've been telling him that, you know, in case it doesn't open up, maybe I'll go on a Padyatra. I actually Googled one day that it takes 23 days to get to Delhi. To my house if I had to work, you know. So we were just sitting and joking, what if things don't open up? I need to see mom, dad. But well, I mean, it's been all jokes aside, it's been good. I really didn't think that I'd be this peaceful and calm because I'm such a workaholic, and this is the longest vacation I think for all of us and for me also. So yeah, it's been pretty good. A lot of things that I didn't find the time for earlier.
A lot of yoga, a lot of cooking.
A lot of
as
yoga.
we can see on Instagram.
Yes,
I do see your yoga videos and I'm inspired. I keep thinking that looks like probably the slightly simpler way than what Arjun does. Arjun does like hardcore workouts on his terrace. I feel like yoga might be. Do you recommend?
It might be.
Yeah. Yeah,
Arjun, you seem to know a lot
Rajiv,
about
I think
yoga.
you should totally start doing yoga with me.
I
think you
have
should
people in my life who do yoga, so I vouch for yoga.
Actually, Arjun also started yoga while we were shooting.
Just before I did start. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
And I recommend it to you, especially Rajiv. I think you can do well with yoga. Just don't shoot a live and do one where you like kind of like do a Kung Fu Panda po on us where you're like
Arjun, I would
rolling
love
all
to see
over.
Rajiv. I would love to see Rajiv on those hammocks. Really.
Yeah, upside down. While
Yeah, upside down.
I'll give that a 4 out of 5. As Rajiv has never given me the 4. I'm waiting for the 4
actor's
finger.
revenge on the. This is the actor's revenge on the critic. I'm not going to give you all that pleasure. No
But
life.
if you don't hang long enough
of my yoga.
If you don't hang long enough upside down, I'll be like, you know, I was inspired but not enough, so I'll go with a 2.5 just because he put in an effort.
No, but now listen. Now the two of you are shooting a film or were shooting a film. Y'all are
The visual seemed preposterous. I would go with that. Yeah.
Well.
The sheer audacity of the man deserves half a star. How do you think that would track? I think that.
I'm not going to give you all the pleasure of that. But I want to talk to you all about the film that y'all are making. Y'all have been shooting a film. This is Kartik Nayar's film that Nikhil Advani and Bhushan Kumar are producing.
Yeah.
And y'all were on the last leg, right? Y'all were on the last leg when y'all had to halt. Does that when you're that close to the finish line, is there an anxiety? I mean, what was it like just knowing that now it's halt? This film is not going to be complete till things straighten up.
It's frustrating. It is frustrating. We were 7-8 days away from wrapping principal photography. We would have had like the photo shoot and a song left. But what we had to go abroad. That was the only problem.
We had a 1 week schedule.
Yeah.
We had a 1 week abroad schedule. We were supposed to go end of March, and then we had to cancel that. So now I think the only concern everyone has is when will that happen or how will we?
We'll have to cheat some stuff in Bombay. We'll have to manage. Yeah. We'll have to figure a way around and maybe be patient. But the irritation is we were so close, and I'm not saying this in a very selfish way for a second. It'd rather have been complete and then you be in the situation. So at least when work resumes, they don't have to figure 100 people on a set. They can work and finish the film off through editing and post-production that requires far less interaction of people. So like Hollywood is doing that far more easily. You know, they're complete, like Top Gun's getting complete without people having to meet, etc. It makes a difference. But we have to, like, I have to meet her whether I like it or not.
Correct.
I have to shoot with her.
He has
I have to.
I have to tell
dance
you
on a
that
film set.
he'll have to still see my face. You still have a lot of work to finish with me, Arjun. You know, sometimes I don't understand when I just started working with him. I didn't know if he was really joking, or is he pulling my leg, or is he grumpy?
He does that thing.
He would say that I'm grumpy in the morning, and it's very hard to believe because he's hilarious. I think he's one of the most naturally funny people.
Rajeev has got a taste of that many times, and even on stage.
I've been roasted along with him.
You have been. Well, you know better.
But no, in my defense, I look deadpan. Like I look like a grumpy old oaf who's just sleepwalking his way through life.
Please, like now he wants compliments. I'm telling you.
No, I'm not like that. I actually, once I get to know people, I'm quite chilled out. It's just people feel, "Arey yaar, ye thoda grumpy hai, khadu se." I'm not like that. And my humor was my self-defense when I was a fat kid. You know, I used to crack jokes to kind of diffuse the tension, basically. So it's come in handy.
I still have that problem. But Rakul, you know, Arjun was telling me earlier how he's dealing with lockdown. Now, for someone like you who, you know, self-admittedly is a workaholic, someone who's constantly working, is this hard to, you know, to suddenly find yourself with so much time?
Not really, Rajiv, because as much as I love working, you know, I love being busy. I'm also very comfortable with myself, and I love my me time. And I think there's a balance that you strike. And, you know, over the years, if this was about 2-3 years back, I was not that person, but I have been into a lot of meditation and, you know, and yoga and me time and sort of introspection.
मुझसे मिलने के बाद शांत हो गई.
Exactly. मतलब मुझे लगा, wow, this is मुझे अपनी peace control करना पड़ेगा. मतलब I really need to not react. So just have that zen face throughout, you know. तो मैं मतलब I changed after I met Arjun on shoot.
Now I have to ask you, no call is complete without asking you what you're watching, what are you recommending, what have you, and I know Arjun is determined in our job because he's out there putting out recommendations left, right, center. I keep thinking, you know.
When the first lockdown happened, the first person I messaged was Arjun. I'm like, Arjun, what are you watching? What would you recommend? And I actually ended up seeing the morning show and Loudest Voice, which he recommended. And
both good shows.
I think very, very good shows.
Yeah.
So I think I've been watching some good content, watched all the Oscar nominated films last 2-3 years. So now I don't
Ford
know
versus Ferrari was superb. Jojo Rabbit
I
was
saw
superb.
Ford versus Ferrari, yeah.
Oh,
Arjun, tell us what we should watch now.
Yeah.
I just completed a show called Caliphate, which I told Rajiv also. It's a very, very well-made Swedish show. What else? I saw Super Deluxe, the Tamil film. I loved it.
Yeah.
I'd missed it. I mean, I'd seen the trailer and all. It was on my to watch list. But it is.
Yeah.
We talk about world cinema. We talk about how Parasite has won the Oscar. I think Super Deluxe could have been such an exciting film to put out there for the world, and I hope it reaches more people also. Outstanding performances: Vijay Sethupathi, Fahad Fazil, just an ensemble, and it reminded me of we don't do those, you know, in Hindi films we don't do enough ensembles like that.
Right.
The A-listers kind of coming together. What else have I seen? I've been watching old stuff. I've been watching stuff that makes me feel happy, like Social Network. I saw Crazy Stupid Love with my sister, which is tremendously underrated again. What else?
I love that film. Yeah.
I love that.
I saw American Gangster. Two of my favorite actors. Absolutely adore them. Russell Crowe, Denzel Washington, my favorite director. One of my favorite directors, Ridley Scott. What else? सब कुछ देखा है तो कुछ नहीं देखा ऐसा लग रहा है.
I'll watch it. I've been watching a couple of classics, like saw the Godfather series again.
Yeah. I saw Road to
Before
Perdition.
Sunrise.
Before Sunrise. Yeah.
I love the Before series. I love those films.
I love it. I'm a hardcore romantic. So.
I've seen old Hindi films also. Yeah, I've seen I've actually.
One day I played. I was craving a good Hindi film. I started watching Mujhse Shaadi Karoge. Then I played Hum Tum one day. You know, like you wanna just go back to a little familiarity. Your childhood days.
Like I saw Dostan, it gave me a bit of nostalgia. But that time, that was my phase where I was deciding whether I should become an actor or not. And then I saw John Abraham's Body. I remember even then, and I said, you know what, screw it, ye nahi hone wala. It reminded me of those days where the lack of belief was eminently visible in my face when I was watching John, I remember.
Well, I want to say here all the best. Stay strong, stay healthy, and
Thank you.
of course y'all will complete the film, and of course we'll watch the film. I hope you'll get to complete it sooner rather than later. The next time,
I hope we
They're
get
going
it.
with 4 stars. They're going to
I'm
go with
looking
4
forward to
stars
bringing
of
out the
5.
4 fingers. Yeah,
Let me bribe you with some, weight loss, and both of us he'll do the terrace workouts. I'll make you do some yoga,
Okay.
and then we hope to see this.
I'll bribe you.
Four
I'm
thinner
hoping.
fingers maybe then.
Yeah. I'll bribe you
Yeah.
with a better performance than my last few films then in that case, Rajiv. So I get this.
I'm looking forward. But stay healthy, stay indoors, stay safe. And the next time in person. The next time when we meet, it'll be in person.
Yes.
Yes,
I'm coming to
absolutely.
check your fingers out next time.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Stay
Thank you.
safe, both
See
of you.
you.
Thank you.
Bye. Take care.
Bye-bye. Thank you.